Here are the elements to the hero's journey. It's a template. When politicians talk about their lives, they tell this epic story. It's not that their life is more heroic. They can tell their life story in a way that makes it look like they were on a predestined journey towards greatness. This can be used in a very practical way before you go to a job interview, for example. It just helps you to kind of map out why you want this job, how it connects to these bigger talents that you have and dreams for the future. First is your origin story. Where did you start out? What was your childhood like? Where did you come from? Who were the people that you were raised around? How did they influence you? Often, origin stories begin with some kind of traumatic event. You can see that in superhero stories all the time. I'm going to show you also how the origin story at the beginning is going to hook up to what comes at the end, and you're going to see something very interesting. Next is our hidden talents or hidden powers and secret. We often have a dream of what we really want to do. These are representations of a deep desire you have to express a particular kind of talent. Also, just like origin stories, be about things that we can't talk to other people about. The next stage is our mentor or sidekick or both. Someone who's going to be like a friend who you can talk to or a mentor who can guide you. Next is kryptonite. We all have something in our makeup or how we cope with things, that we do things that sap our power. Discover what your kryptonite is, because you're going to have to do something to manage those feelings in a positive way rather than the kryptonite negative way. Because the next step is where you are going to accept whatever that superpower is inside of you. Any of the dreams that you have are your potential superpowers. And during this phase, you are discovering, you are honing, you are practicing. This is the part where you get the montage in superhero movies where they're trying out their superpowers and it's failing. They're falling from the sky, the net is going too far, tools that you're using are malfunctioning, and it can be kind of funny, but it's also a really hard time because you think that I keep trying this and it's not working. So now you come to the final stage, and it's who will you save? Now, some of you may be saying, I don't want to save anybody. I just want to enjoy my talents, or I just want to have a happy life. And that's exactly what we're talking about. The person you save could be yourself. But for some people, it might be that they have something or some group that they want to save. And here's what I'm going to show you. There's a connection often to who you will save and your origin story. You will see people who choose certain careers or uses of their talent. It is because in their origin story, they had something happen that was really difficult for them or really great for them. And they said, at some point after going through the whole journey, they ended up saying, I want to give that, or I want to protect people from that I went through. If you're interested in a hero's journey and you want to understand it as an archetype, I really, really recommend reading Joseph Campbell. He was a professor of mythology, and he really broke a lot of these mythological stories down. So there's a connection there between your origin story very often and your destiny. And it's great when you find out where some of those desires come for your superpowers. Storytelling is one of our building blocks for life. You can check out what those are on our YouTube channel or our website. But the storytelling building block is about you taking ownership of your own life story, because that's how you express your resilience. You see where you've been, you understand where you are in the process. Hold out, because things will change. There are always phases and seasons. And there are times when things unfairly don't work out, and there are times when suddenly everything comes together, that you're on this journey. If you don't design your own story, just like politicians do, if you don't do that, who's going to do it for you? You're in charge. It's your story. It's your life story. Own it so that no one else takes over and says, this is who you are.